So, you want to buy a house in Greece. Well, let me give you some ideas here or some information that might help you. If you're considering moving to Greece, buying a house might initially seem like the smartest long term decision. However, my opinion, this is my advice, okay? Especially for someone unfamiliar with the country, it is to rent first. I'm Greek myself, and based on what I have personally seen and experienced, purchasing a property in Greece can be a far more complicated and risky matter than it appears. And here's a couple of bullet points, if you will. The real estate market can be confusing. There are a great many real estate agents, okay, operating in Greece, and properties are frequently listed on the non exclusive basis. This means the one owner may advertise the same house through 10, 15, or even 25 different agents. You may see the same property listed at different prices, with different descriptions, and sometimes even conflicting information. If you ask one agent a question, you might receive one answer, while the other agent gives you a completely different answer about the same property. I'm not saying that real estate agents are necessarily dishonest or acting with bad intentions. The problem is that the system can lack consistency, transparency, and accountability. For an inexperienced foreign buyer, this makes purchasing a house a particularly tricky endeavor. That's the first one. The second one, renting limits your financial risk. When you rent, you're generally committing yourself for a specific period. You may pay monthly or you may negotiate an advance payment covering several months. You will probably also be asked to provide a security deposit, which I'm going to come back to. You should not automatically assume that recovering your entire deposit will be easy. Okay? Some renters, particularly foreign visitors, have difficulty getting the deposits returned. This does not happen in every case, of course, but it is something you should prepare for. Make sure that the conditions of the property is documented with photographs that you're taking when you take ownership or when you take the property as a tenant initially. Don't exchange any money before that. Make sure that that is also stipulated in the statement in the receipt that you might be getting. Then you have laws, regulations, and taxes which can change. Greek property laws, regulations, fees, and tax requirements can be complicated and they may change over time. A foreign buyer must understand not only the current rules but also the possibility that future regulations could affect the cost of owning, renovating, renting, selling the property, taxes, and so forth. Okay, so you got to take into consideration that it's huge. There's a huge discrepancy between Northern European or North America standards and Greek standards. Many properties are way overpriced for their condition. That's another concern that I'm thinking is the value that you're getting for your money. Some houses in Greece are offered at prices that are difficult to justify when you examine their age, construction, quality, location, and overall condition. A beautiful view, yes, but practical? Ask yourself that. You must also look beyond the photographs and carefully inspect the building yourself. And finding a person that can do a
Wow.
competent job, well,
Βλέπεις,
that's
και βγαίνει
another
στην
story for
παραλία αυτή
another
εδώ.
day.
Οπότε πρέπει να γυρίσουμε να το κάνουμε.
What appears charming during the summer might need eventually extensive repairs, modernization, or ongoing maintenance. A low advertised price can also become much more expensive once renovation costs, taxes, legal fees, and utilities are included. Bullet number 5, construction and insulation may not meet your expectations. A lot of homes in Greece do not have insulation, meaning you're running the air conditioning nonstop during the summer, and then you're running the heater nonstop during the winter. Plus, you have to bundle up because there's no insulation on a lot of them. Electricity. Very expensive, especially when you use air conditioning. So think about that. I would suggest that you need to experience the area before you're committing yourself. Don't judge a neighborhood based on a single afternoon viewing or a relaxing 2 week vacation. Live there for a few months, if you can. Walk around during the morning and at night. Visit on weekends, visit on weekdays. Experience the area during the busy summer season and the quieter winter months. There's a huge difference there. Pay attention to noise, traffic, parking, access to shops, medical services, internet reliability. Big one in Greece. They say that they have a fast internet, but in reality, they don't. It's another story. Humidity, weather, and the condition of nearby properties. A lively tourist destination in July may feel deserted in January, and you will see this. I have seen it myself. A peaceful neighborhood during the day may become noisy at night. A beautiful hillside home may be difficult to reach during bad weather. I mean, if you look at the news about Greece, you will encounter a lot of these issues. Then I'm going down to bullet number 8. Renting gives you the freedom to change your mind. When you rent, you have flexibility. If the area does not suit you, after a month or whatever period you are there, you can always move to a different place. When you buy, walking away, it's a little bit more complicated. Now, my final advice, I'm not saying that anybody should never purchase a house in Greece. Greece is a beautiful country, and buying the right property can work well for someone who understands the market and completes the proper checks. Now, you have to be, I'm saying this because I experienced it myself, and I know a lot of friends who are realtors, so I'll be very, very careful. What I'm saying is this: don't rush. Rent first, learn the area, understand the true cost of living there, and observe how the marketing property markets operates. If you do decide to buy, use an independent lawyer and engineer accountant, professionals who represent your interests rather than the interest of the seller
Una piscina.
or any agent. Make sure that the ownership documents match, building permits, double check, triple checks, property boundaries, outstanding debts, taxes,
Même câble
yada,
putain.
yada, yada. You know.
Parce qu'il y
Buying a
a.
Continue pas la
house
sauce.
is easy to
Gratis.
romanticize,
Tu gagnes un ticket.
especially when
C'est
you're
bon.
standing under the Greek sun and looking at the sea. Trust me, I've done it myself. But a home is not merely just a view, it's a legal, financial, and practical commitment. Renting first, I highly recommend you renting first. Get some information, do your homework, do your due diligence, and protect yourself. Then